Beloved and holy and only child of our Heavenly Father, child of the one source, child of light divine. That is who you are. I am the one known as Jeshua ben Joseph. Jesus, you have called me. And it is in great joy that I come to abide with you this evening in your timing, as you have chosen once again to call me forth. How goes it, brother? Of course. Excellent, is it not? An excellent evening to come together, to play. Did you watch what is called your all-star game? No. I did. I watched all of your stars. I watched as they would be in most dynamic fashion of connecting with energy which is one with them, the energy called the ball, and as they would strike at it with energy extension of them and see it go flying somewhere, and then they would race around to play a game. Great fun. If you will watch your brothers and sisters as they play, what happens within you as you are caught up in watching, as you feel yourself not to be separate here and then you are watching what is going on the field? What happens to that sense of small self? It is lost for a moment, is it not? You feel yourself to be one with the players. You feel yourself most involved with whoever is doing whatever they are doing. And you cheer your team on, your player, your brother, your sister. You say, come on, it is most important. And yet if someone were to slice through that moment of consciousness and say to you, but why is it important to you? Tomorrow, will it matter to you? You might say, well, perhaps not, but right now it matters a whole lot. And you put a lot of energy into knowing that there is no separation between you and the brothers and sisters who are playing upon the field. For indeed, your consciousness is one with theirs and what is happening on the field. Know you that you orchestrate what you watch. Know you that you orchestrate the game and even its outcome. Know you that there can be ones of the brothers and sisters watching the very same interaction, and there will be a difference of how it is perceived as to what is happening, even a difference in what is known as the outcome of that interplay. Most wondrous. And that is what I wish to speak with you about in this evening. You say, well, what? What did he just say? I wish to speak with you about your interrelatedness, your oneness with all that you behold, and with the interdimensional you. Now, what does he mean by the interdimensional me? I thought I was, well, perhaps three-dimensional, as I see this reality to be. But what does he mean by interdimensional? Well, we will get to that. We have spoken with you many times that what you do within this reality is a great miracle. You focus so intently and so specifically upon a reality that all of the rest of reality with a capital R is momentarily forgotten. You focus most wondrously upon a time, a place, a personality, an individuality, a reality with a small r. And yet, at the same time, you are functioning within other realities with a small r. You are having lifetimes in other realities. You, even as you would claim consciousness and awareness of you as individuality, you are expressing within other realities, other dimensions, you call them, having lifetimes as long as you can imagine and as short as you can imagine. Living a whole lifetime in what would be, in your measurement, a nanosecond, and yet it is a lifetime full of experience within that spark of time. Within this reality, the collective consciousness, the belief, deeply embedded within you, as the collective consciousness says, that there is but one reality. It is this now moment. And I must attend to this reality. I must give it all of what I feel my energy to be. Within other realities where you are expressing, there are belief systems that allow for the sampling of various channels, we will call them, of experience, where you know, yes, you are having an experience, a lifetime within that dimension, and yet you know that you are also expressing and experiencing in other realities as well. Now, within this reality, you have moved to a place of semi-remembrance of the allness of you, to the place where you will allow that there is expanded consciousness. With some of the brothers and sisters who do not have to have the focus upon the body. In other words, ones that you will call the masters, the guides, the teachers, the angels. Ones who are not activating the body. And you say, well, they have an expanded understanding, an expanded perspective of what is going on. And you have built into the belief system a most wonderful door. A door which is opening because you are decreeing that it is time for it to open. A door which says, I will allow my consciousness now to know more of who I am, to be able to experience and to trust the experience of an expansion of me, an expanded reality of me. And you have dreamt many dreams. And you have dreamt a dream of awakening. That is where you stand now. You know that the awakening, the realization in full consciousness will happen. That is within your acceptance now. There is still, as we have spoken many times, the belief in process that says it is yet to be. It is in the future somewhere. But within your belief system, you have put in a most wonderful door and a key to open that door. And you are in process of turning the key and opening that door. The key is a most wondrous one, and yet it is most simple. It is difficult for the ego, for the ego will not want that to be part of your belief system. But the key is the willingness to believe. The willingness to say, there must be more than just this reality. It is that simple. And you, the ones so gathered in this room, and those of you within the sound of my voice, you have been listening to the still small voice within you that has been saying, I am ready now to know who I am. I am ready now to open that door and to walk through it into full realization and remembrance of who I have always been and what I have always been from before time began. It is an exciting place to be. So while you are yet miraculously and specifically focusing upon this reality, you are also building into this reality the open door that will allow you to move into the understanding and the experience of the interdimensional you. It also allows you to move into, have conversation with, intercourse with the other you, plural, expressing in other dimensions. Now, in times of meditation, in times when you allow the mind just to be free of the constraints of the world, you have been daydreaming, perhaps. Most wondrous thing, the daydream. You have allowed the mind to go without judgment to wherever it would take you. And you have gone to other realities, and you have played. You have experienced what it feels like to be the most expansive star in the heavens. You have looked at the most wonderful lights in your heaven, and you have known for a second oneness with those lights. You have felt as you gazed at the stars, one star that you would pick out. And as you have gazed at that star, you have known oneness with it for a second. You have felt yourself blended, engulfed, if you will, in the energy of that star. And you have moved beyond the perimeter of the small self. You have glimpsed, as you have looked upon the most beautiful flower, you have glimpsed for an instant how it feels to be the energy of that flower. How it feels to be what you call within your concept the diva of that flower, the energy that guides, directs the growth and the expression of that flower. The same with a blade of grass, the same with a tree. A small seedling, one just starting out, and you look at that and wonder at the miracle of life. And you look at the tallest tree and you wonder at the miracle of life and of life's expression. And you see amongst every creation, you see the miracle of life everywhere. There are miracles in your midst, always. And you have allowed yourself from time to time to lose that sense of restriction that says, I am only this individuality, I am only this body, I am only this personality. And you have lost that small sense and expanded into knowing more of your true self in what you would call dimensions, even within this reality. In times of meditation, you have lost all sense of body. You have even lost all sense of mind. And then you have come back to this reality, and someone may have asked of you, where have you been? And it has been an interval of time, and you say, I didn't feel the passage of time. I don't know where I've been, but it felt good. It felt expansive. It felt like heaven. It felt wonderful. And you try to find words to explain it, and there are no words. For it is a knowing and a remembrance that goes beyond the restriction of this reality. You play within many realities, even as you would see a slice of time. And you play within many realities that do not know or believe in the concept of time. You know how it feels to go as the flow of energy that is unrestricted. Within your concept in this reality, you would call it the speed of light, because it is the fastest that you know, that you can imagine within this reality. And yet it is faster than light. It is beyond the concept of light. You know how it feels to be one with the ocean of being. You know how it feels to experience the wholeness, the holiness of you, and the healing that you so desire. You have touched that place of great healing in times of meditation, in times of quiet. Allow the imagination to be free, to take you beyond what is known as this reality, and then to release even the imagination and just to be. As you are beginning the process of connecting with the allness which is you, use the tools that you have within this reality. You are the most wonderful makers of tools, of techniques. You are the ones who are creative in bringing forth the teachers who will speak to you of ways that will be as catalyst for remembrance. Use those tools in the beginning of this process. Already you have been doing that because you have been visiting many of the workshops, many of the speakers who have found themselves alive with an energy that goes beyond what you have known in everyday activity. And their energy has been so contagious that you have wanted to be in their presence. You have wanted to sit at their feet and to learn what they can impart to you. You call forth these teachers because you are ready, you are desirous to know what is the next tool that I can use, what is the next catalyst for remembrance. I want to know more of my true self. I want to come truly alive. I know that I can live the daily life. I know that I can earn the golden coins enough to sustain the body. But there must be more to life. And as I see it, my life, rushing by, and all of you have felt an acceleration of time, as I see my life rushing by, I feel it rather incumbent upon me to get on with this search, not to waste any more time. Now, in truth, you have never wasted any time. But the ego will speak to you, and sometimes there is the feeling that you have wasted time. In truth, you haven't. You have explored many avenues. But now you are at a place where you want to know the tools, you want to know the process, you want to know where is the door, and how do I open it? How do I go through that door? And we have spoken that the door you have created, it is within your understanding, your belief, even at this time, and the key to opening it is the willingness to trust that you can open it, to trust that I am opening it. Not to judge self, not to judge every revelation, and to put it down as something, a mere experience, but to look upon every experience with awe and wonder, and to praise self for what you are allowing yourself to experience, what you are allowing yourself to grasp as tools in the process, and then to praise self because you have claimed peace, because you have claimed the oneness, the allness, for a moment or so, and longer. Play with the tools that you create. Play with the tools of the process. Then sit with the revelations that those tools will present to you. Sit with those revelations and ask, where do these revelations take me? Allow yourself to be the magician, if you will, who will put together various revelations seemingly separate, and yet, as you put them together, the magician of you will make a new revelation, a new gestalt, if you will, out of all of the pieces of the revelations which have come before. And then sit with that revelation and say, if this be true, where does this take me? And do not be afraid to claim where it will take you. Go boldly into new territory. Know you that is why you enjoy so much and you create your programs known as the science fiction. It is because you want to throw off the restrictions of what this collective consciousness of reality has told you it has to be. And you, at the very depth of your being, you have said, no, there is more. There is much more. I vaguely, very vaguely, and sometimes not so vaguely, remember living in the Pleiades. That is a common one within this reality at this time. I remember flying at the speed of light. I remember great spaceships activated by my energy, activated by thought. I remember. And yet you put it in the future and you say, well, this is a time to come. And yet you would not have that within the consciousness right now if it were not something that you have already experienced. We have spoken other times that the concept of time, all of time, is as a sphere. And every point of experience is within that sphere. Every point of experience that you would call in the past is within that sphere. Every point of experience that you would call your future yet to be is within that sphere. And as you will contemplate one point of experience from where you see yourself now to be, what connects you is the line, the linear. And that is why you believe in linear time. Because from here to there, it seems to be connected by a line of time. And yet it is a sphere of experience within a concept called time. And not every dimension of reality that you experience is constrained by the concept of time. In fact, you are moving yourselves out of that sphere, that bubble of time. You even have the saying, I am running out of time. How many times during the day do you say that? I am running out of time. I am out of time. Praise be. You are bursting the bubble of the concept of time and going beyond it. Play with the revelations as they come to you. Allow them to fall into place, into a new understanding, a new gestalt, and see where that will take you. And then allow yourself to breathe and just be. Allow yourself, when you have followed the revelations as far as they will take you, just to be. Know yourself to be the expansion of allness. Know that yes, you experience realities and you express as energy, as you understand that upon this plane. You express as the consciousness of isness in other realities and dimensions. But what allows the expression and the experience of all of the dimensions and the realities is the interdimensional you. That matrix of you, which is not confined to any specific point of a reality. That matrix, which is you, that is the ocean of isness. I have likened it unto love. When I have spoken with you in what you call in your linear time as olden times, and yet they are quite present times, I have spoken to you of love. To be in the awareness of love. To know yourself as love. Because as you will claim the beingness of love, you know expanded understanding of allness. Love is expansive. Even what you know as human love is expansive. When you have been caught up in love with someone, your whole world changes. You feel yourself to be greater than what you have ever known yourself to be. You feel the object of your love to be even greater than you have ever known anyone to be. And the experience, it goes beyond anything you have known the world to be. And you would do anything to stay in love. It is rejuvenating. It is a wonderful place to be. And human love, it is but a sampling of the love which is truly you, the isness of you. I have characterized the isness of you by explaining it as love. The Father's love. And yet it is so much more than human love. All of you are beloved of the Father. You struggle through your days. You have goals, activities that must be done, accomplished in every day. You have to go here, you have to go there. You have to be a certain persona. You hope you will measure up to what the employer wants you to be. You hope you will measure up to what the mate wants you to be. You hope you will measure up to what the friends, the peers, you think, expect you to be. You hope, in the deepest recesses of you, of your soul, you hope you will measure up to what you think you might be. That is the toughest one of all. And all the time you are beloved of the Father. Wondrous, wondrous being, which is you. And you play. You play a game. You play an all-star game. And you are the star. And you get into it most specific focus. Knowing that that object which is coming towards you, you must do something with it. You must connect with it, and you must play according to the rules, arbitrary rules, if you will, of the game. And you hope that you can measure up. And you feel such an exhilaration when you do connect. You feel so alive. You are playing the game. And all the time, you, the matrix of you, is sitting in the stands, if you will, watching the you, which is playing the all-star game, cheering you on, allowing, celebrating, as you understand celebration to be within this reality. Honoring, if you will, as you understand honor. The matrix of you, the interdimensional you, that is where the power of expression and experience comes from. It is out of the matrix, the interdimensional you, out of that you manifest every reality which you experience. Out of the matrix of you, you fashion every experience within every reality. And you do it so wondrously that you don't even know you are doing it. If you would see something in your life experience transformed, go back to the interdimensional you, the matrix of you, the isness of you, the love of you. Allow yourself the deep breath that we have spoken of so often. For when you take a deep breath, it opens that door to the allness of you. It opens that door to the matrix of you. And it gives you opportunity to connect in remembrance once again with the creative power which you are. Take the deep breath. If there is anything in your life experience that you would see transformed, breathe Allow with that breath the inspiration of the spirit of you, the interdimensional you, the isness of you. Allow that space of change. For when you will be focusing most specifically upon whatever is occurring in your life, and you have the nose pressed right against the problem, how much of it can you see? Not much. You're right into it. But as you will allow yourself the deep breath, and you can stand back a smidgen, I like that word, you can stand back a smidgen, and behold, you allow the connection once again with the allness of you, the creative allness of you. And in that instant of allowance and of connection, infinite wisdom, which is you, is available, ready and forthcoming. And there will be an idea that comes to you, or a new perspective that says, perhaps I have seen this amiss. Perhaps that which I was calling a problem has been a gift. Perhaps that which I struggled against so hard has been the very process of awakening for me. Perhaps there is another way of looking at this. And you will see a miracle. It will transform whatever you have called a problem up to that point. For there will be wisdom, guidance, inspiration, if you will, that comes from the interdimensional you, that is not specifically tied to any experience or expression of a reality. Now this interdimensional you, we come to a most important point. A blasphemous point, according to many, because the interdimensional you is the Father. It has been recorded in your scripture that I said, I and the Father are one. And I am. And you are. The interdimensional you is the Father. You are not separate from the Father. You are life. Are you not? You are alive? Well, are you alive? Yes, yes, okay, yes. Let's have some liveliness here. Very good, very good. You are life, you are expressing, you are creative, very creative. In every day you create great drama for yourself. Great challenges, ideas, experiences. Some of which you would like to throw back in the barrel and start over again. Well, you are free to do that. Throw it back in the barrel and choose another one. There is no one, no great referee that says you can't do that. You are from you, the experience of this reality, are from the interdimensional you, which is the Father, the creative one, all love, and more than what the concept of love can express. And it is out of that interdimensional you that you create every reality. Now, if you and the Father are one, the interdimensional you, and I assure you that you are, is there anything that you cannot transform? I guess not. No.
Inevitable.
Exactly. All power in heaven and on earth is given to you. Quite literally. You manifest every reality. You call it good or bad, or any gradation in between. Sometimes within a day's time, you will go from interpreting an experience from one range to the opposite. You will have an experience with someone and you say, oh my goodness, I was certainly stupid. I didn't say the right thing. They didn't say the right thing. To the place, perhaps in that evening, where you will say, Father, I see it differently now. I forgive even the previous judgment of myself and of that other one. For I didn't understand the whole vision. I didn't see the holy vision. I only saw a part of it. And within just the space of a day, or even part of a day, you have transformed a reality with a small r, which you have experienced, because you have seen it differently. If you and the Father are one, and I assure you that you are, if you are the interdimensional you, having an experience, a human experience, and that is what you are doing, is there anything to fear? In truth, no.
Not even be serious about.
Not even to be serious about. Yes, take yourself lightly. For does the Father fear? When you are in the space of great love, even human love, example, say you have met the most wonderful person. He is the object of your fascination. Most handsome, intelligent, kind, wise, caring, understands every mood you have. He is the epitome of your dream man. You have met this most wonderful, gorgeous woman, most attractive. And besides that, she understands you. She's intelligent, but not too intelligent to show you up. She is intuitive. She knows exactly what needs to be said to smooth the ego, to praise you, to bring out the best in you. Yes, yes. She loves to play with you. She loves to go anywhere you want to go. She is satisfied with whatever you will offer her. Most wonderful being. You are totally, completely in love with this one. You feel your heart wide open. You feel expansive. You feel loved by this one. And more than that, you feel yourself in the flow of love with this one. You know this one to be incarnate love. Now, a brother looks upon this object of your love, and this brother is coming from a different place. He sees this woman to be most devastating energy, most bitter, selfish, greedy, critical. even to the place of wanting to do you in. A sister looks upon this object of your love, and she sees one who will run roughshod over you, and will trample you, perhaps even do you bodily harm. But where are you when you are in that space of great love? You are not in fear of this other one at all. Great love has no room for any fear. Great love is so expansive, there is not room for even a smidgen of fear or judgment. The interdimensional you, the matrix, the wholeness of you, is great love, and greater than human love. Out of this interdimensional you, the isness, the expansive, infinite being, which is even not contained as being, out of that comes every reality which you experience. And even a reality such as this, that has a collective consciousness based in the belief of duality, of good and evil, and believes that there could be an opposite to everything, believes that there can be a threat to good. Even this reality can be and will be transformed as you live from the space of the interdimensional you. In other words, see yourself as the ocean rather than the ship upon the ocean. See yourself to be the ocean rather than just the drop of water. Know yourself that you are having the experience of the drop of water as you choose to know individuality. But truly you are the allness of the ocean, and the expansiveness that goes beyond even concept of ocean. In times when you will push out the boundaries of this reality, in times when you bring to yourself great motivation to know who you are, times of sorrow, times of fear, if you will, times of what if, times of worry, allow yourself the deep breath. Allow yourself to connect with the expansiveness that the deep breath allows. And go into the interdimensional you. Go into that space, that perfect space of peace, of love. Know yourself to be held lovingly, always, within the arms of the Father, of the Mother. Held, nurtured, cared for, beyond even human concept of nurturing. And breathe from that space of total love and total trust. If you find yourself nose to nose with a challenge, breathe and go within. That is what it means when I speak to you of going within. It means to breathe and go within to that place of the interdimensional isness of you, the place of great peace, that place that cannot be threatened by any of the world. Breathe and go within and claim the peace. And breathe and breathe and breathe and breathe until there is a transformation. The eyes of the body may show you possible threat. But you, as the great creative one, have the power to choose. You built that into the belief system in this concept of reality, and it is a wonderful thing that you put into this, the power of choice. You said, I will go into a reality that believes in duality. I will go into a reality and play with it, see what it feels like. A reality that says that somehow I could be threatened. But I will take with me certain wonderful remembrances. And one of those is the remembrance of the power of choice. So when the eyes of the body will show you an appearance, when the eyes of the mind will show you an appearance that could be threatening or less than perfect, breathe and choose again. And if you have to breathe until midnight, and if you have to breathe until the next Sabbath, and if you have to breathe until the next year, continue to choose to breathe and claim the peace and the love that is in that space, momentary as it may seem to be. Breathe and choose anew. We have spoken with you other times how if you get into a confrontation with someone and there is a certain feeling of great energy that rises up within you, known as anger, that you have even within this reality the tool known as counting to 10 before you would speak. In counting to 10, it allows you a space for a breath, does it not? Hopefully. Somewhere in that counting you will stop and have a breath. And it allows you the gift of choosing anew. Most wondrous beings that you are, you have come seemingly as a pilgrim into a strange land. And yet you have brought with you most wonderful remembrances. The first thing that you do within this reality as you begin to activate the body is to breathe. It is a most wondrous gift. If you would transform anything that you see in your experience, breathe. And then go with that sense of peace to the next revelation. It will not be denied you. You can deny it for yourself, or you can choose in the next moment to be right into the fray and to give in to the appearance. But you can also choose to breathe again and to claim the revelation of peace. And if you keep on breathing long enough, that which has troubled you, it will take care of itself. It will disappear. You say, well, Jeshua, there are some circumstances, relationships, that don't seem to be quite that easy. Well, I assure you that if you breathe for the next 5 years of your timing, that which has seemed so big in this day, it will be a bit diminished.
Oh, please, sooner than that.
Indeed, so be it. Sooner than that. The interdimensional you. It is the place out of which you draw all power to create. It is that place of deep peace. It is the place where you know that I and the Father are one. I am. Full stop, period. One could go on and say, I am that which I am, and that is true. But I am from before time began. And always and forever I will be, even beyond the concept of time. The interdimensional me, which is you, is the Christ of your being. It is the light, the Christ light, as you have concept of Christ light. That is the closest thing that you know within this physical reality that speaks of the expansiveness. And yet, the Christ of you, it is all light, all love, and beyond that. Ascend unto the height of knowing that interdimensional you. Ascend into that space, that most creative, miraculous space, which is you. Claim your divinity. Claim your Christhood and live as the Christ, even within this reality. Play with ideas of the mind. That is what the mind is for. Play with those ideas. Be creative. See where they will take you. Do not be conformed just to world belief, but see where those ideas will take you, and then breathe and go even farther into the isness of you. This world is a playground which you have made. It is very much as a playground that you see the small children playing upon, the ones you will observe as they are growing up. Some of them run about quite freely and are most in love, in awe of what the body can do, how they can run very fast, they can do the somersaults, they can climb the trees, they can fall from the heaven and bounce when they hit the earth. Others come with baggage of fear, and they feel that if they fall, they will get hurt, and they do. This playground, this world that you have made, it is a playground. And as you have known old baggage from other lifetimes, old beliefs, sometimes you have fallen and you have said, because of old belief, I must be hurt. Know you that there is an instant before you claim what an experience is for you, where you have choice. Know you that sometime information may be given to you that a loved one has passed on. There has been an accident, quote and unquote, and they have deceased the body. And in an instant when that news is being delivered to you, there is a choice point, a point of choice, where you have said, this isn't true. Maybe this is true. I have choice about this. For just an instant, there has been a feeling of, I can make choice about this. And then the world belief comes in, and all of the old baggage of belief that you have known throughout many lifetimes and have accepted as real. That old baggage comes in and says, it must be true. There is sorrow, there is loss within this reality. But there has been a moment of choice where you have known for a fraction of an instant that you could either accept that news as true, as real, or not. Now you are moving to the place where you are beginning to understand that the world is of your making and that it is a playground. And yes, there are times you are going to fall down And the habitual understanding is that you are going to get hurt. But you are also moving to the place where you have experienced falling down, and you have said, well, miracle of miracles, I don't feel hurt. What happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. You moved into the space of the interdimensional you long enough to know that you could see it differently. In other words, you claimed a new perspective. And you said, well, it had all of the makings of a tragedy. It had all of the makings of something really nasty. And yet, I don't feel that it was bad at all. It is because you are moving to the place of understanding that the world is your playground. You are the creator of it. And no longer does the old baggage of old belief have to be part of this reality. You are allowing yourself a space, albeit small, but it is growing, a space of choice, a space that says, I can see this differently. I don't have to be hurt. I don't have to feel lost. I don't have to be ready with an answer. Whatever they said, they did. And that was their thing to do. What is it to me? If you will ask yourself that in the moment before the reaction comes, it is a split second, but there is a moment before reaction comes. If you will allow yourself to ask, but what is this to me? And to breathe, you will find that all wisdom and all power is yours. And many times there is no response that need to be given except to smile. And you know how a smile confounds another one who would find himself in constriction and in anger. You see, a smile offers the other one choice. And sometimes they don't want to see choice because they are sure how this avenue has to go. And you smile at them and you give them the choice of either letting it go and smiling back, or keeping on with all of their energy, which very soon will fizzle out anyway. There's great power in the smile. Don't even have to put words to it. Try that the next time you are in a certain confrontation with another one. Just smile. Pretend in that moment that you are the Father and love them with the Father's love. And smile upon them the way you know your Father would. In other words, come from that place of the interdimensional you. It will do your heart good. And it will transform the world. It is simplicity itself, and yet it is most powerful. Play your game as the star that you are. Know yourself to be the all-stars. Know yourself to be the creative ones who have said, I am separate from the baseball, which I must wield this bat to hit. I must activate the body to run around a certain course. And know yourself to be one with the creation of the baseball, the energy as it comes towards you. Know yourself to be one with the tool which you wield to play the game. Know yourself to be the energy that activates the body as you go through life experience. And be the beholder of the most wonderful game as you sit in the stands and you behold all of the selves of you, the seemingly separate expressions of the one. doing a most wonderful interrelatedness as you play, as you, the one, play the game, which you have constructed, which you are playing and interpreting. And give yourself the standing ovation as you make the home run and find yourself home once again. Call upon the reality with a capital R of the interdimensional you, the matrix out of which you have this experience. Call upon that isness of you as often as you can remember. And as you will practice breathing and being in that space of great expansive love of self and others, you will find that it comes easier and easier to abide in the place of beholder, of watching the game, knowing that you are in the game, you are playing it, yes, but you are also the beholder. And you are also the one who can change even the rules of that game. And you can bring yourself home. So be it.